Are you a mom that's questioning, how in the world do I ever trust my adult child again? Today, I want to talk about the difference between trust, forgiveness, and unconditional love. So let's dive in. I have 4 points for you today, and this subject came up in my group coaching meeting the other night, and I thought it was so powerful that it needed to be addressed. Because number one is trust is a process and it's not an instant fix, right? Trust isn't something that can be repaired overnight, especially when, there's been a lot of pain or disappointment or repeated hurts. And it does require consistency of positive actions over time. So that can be challenging for you as a mom who naturally you want to be able to trust your child fully. She's your daughter, he's your son. But rebuilding trust with anyone means we're observing how they're behaving, how they're choosing. Are their actions matching their words? And also, trust is a two-way street. So I also want to remind you that it also involves setting these clear expectations about what respect and commitment look like now that you have come back together. So maybe you're at that point where you've had these conversations. You'll slowly be able to get into some of these conversations with them about what the future looks like. They don't have to necessarily trust you right away either. And so all in all, we want to see accountability, we want to see honesty, and we want to see respect, which isn't a lot to ask for in a relationship with your child. But in these situations, it's a big thing. So number two is letting go of the self-blame, because self-forgiveness. Many of us can forgive our child, but we don't forgive ourselves. And we carry that mom guilt, wondering if, could you have done something different to prevent the estrangement to begin with? I want to encourage you, as always, to let go of this self-blame and acknowledge that each person, you and your child and everyone else, is responsible for their own actions. Self-forgiveness means freeing yourself from past regrets, because we have to be able to move forward without having that weight. And, self-forgiveness also is part of growth, personal growth. It's not about ignoring the past. It's about accepting that everyone needs to learn and grow. And that many times, if you can see this journey as an opportunity for growth, choosing to forgive yourself and your child. So when you forgive yourself, then you're able to model that healthy self-respect and resilience that you're striving for right now. It also will strengthen the foundation that you have with your child and, moving forward also. If you're a mom that is ready to take that next step in taking care of yourself and working through some of these things and being in a community possibly or one-on-one, if you're looking for coaching and you are at the point where you're like, I've tried other things, nothing has worked for me, and I really want to talk to you. If you're at that point, I want to invite you to book a discovery call. This is where we're going to focus on the situation at hand, how it's affecting you, and then I'll be able to share with you how I feel I could best support you in that particular situation. So you can feel free to book that discovery call when you are ready for that. And so hopefully that will be good for your own well-being, because you need a support system, whether it's me or someone else. And so I encourage you to click when you're ready. Click that link. Otherwise, just hold on to it for the future. We'll hopefully talk to you soon. But number 3, let's dive into forgiveness and trust together. We can forgive without forgetting. That's a big question I get. How do we move forward and just forget the past? Well, we're not forgetting. It doesn't mean we let go of all caution. It's about releasing resentment and anger, because a lot of you are feeling a lot of anger, and I totally get it. I've been there. But I don't want you to feel hostage by past hurt, because it's hurting you, not anyone else. And when you can find peace with yourself while still being cautious about whom you trust and how deeply we trust, it's going to make all the difference. And then forgiving yourself and your child over time also is something that a lot of moms struggle with, but it doesn't have to be rushed. It's an ongoing process. It can be a moment in time, but for some of you, it's going to be a process. If you are constantly revisiting those painful memories, you can forgive as you're ready, but that's going to be such a lifeline for you and take the pressure off of both of you, so you guys have the opportunity to heal your relationship once you come back together. And lastly, number 4 is love. You want to be able to hold space with love. And in this context that I want to share with you, it's almost like love is your anchor, because I know you love your children. You may not like them right now with what's going on, but you love them. But it doesn't mean you condone or accept harmful behavior. But I want you to choose some compassion, and I want you to choose maintaining hope for better days. And this love that you have for them can still include healthy boundaries and maybe taking a step back when you need to. But once that relationship feels safer, then it's going to be a little bit easier for you. But I want to encourage you today as we leave here. I want to encourage you to root yourselves in self-love and self-compassion, because it starts with you. It all starts with you, just like it had to start with me. This is going to allow you to release that guilt, release some past choices that you've made, and approach like your relationship with your son or daughter with hopefully a calmer and more open heart. So trust, forgiveness, and love, these are all cycles of growth. And each one of them, you could have your own journey with each one, but they can definitely work together. But they do take different times to grow. Trust is going to probably grow slower than anything else. Forgiveness can ebb and flow. Maybe you think you forgive, but then you keep taking it back. Love will be steady. Unconditional love is kind of like that undercurrent, which is going to allow you to heal. But this journey that you're on right now is not about reaching this specific destination. I mean, of course you want reconciliation, but we have to find peace in the process, because we don't know how long this process is going to take. It may be weeks, it may be months, it may be years. I don't know the answer to that. Every family's different. Every adult child or whoever's making that decision right now, you all have a choice to make. And until that choice is made on both sides, and you guys can come back together. But I want you to be able to come back together stronger than where you are right now. So I hope that helps. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.